So how about a round of Gwent? So the public beta for this just came out a few days ago, and over those few days I have been vigorously enjoying this beta, and I have had a shit ton of fun. And the best part about it is it's absolutely free, and it does not require much hard drive space, right at 5 gigabytes. So it's definitely worth trying, and it's not going to hurt anything if you do. If you played Witcher 3, this is the game from Witcher 3 Gwent. There are just a bunch of changes and a whole lot of new cards, and I'm going to give you some tips for beginners today.
Search.
Feeling something like Rick Moranis, blew up the kid, now he doing damage. You ought to know, like my name's Atlanta. Say don't me, take a seat, young Christopher Hansen. I'ma sweat all day just to...
So for all of my subs, I normally make Neo videos, but the game has kind of slowed down and it's gotten pretty nerfy over the last few weeks. And I want to, still make content, but it's getting harder to make Neo content because of how slow the game has been rolling. So I'm going to be looking into new things to, make some new content. That way I'm not making a video every 2 weeks. But anyways, so today I'm talking about Witcher 3, the Gwent card game, or whatever the hell they're calling it. It's a giant name. But it's absolutely free. You should definitely try it out. And I'm going to tell you a few tips today that really should help you get going into playing this and starting off with a decent deck. Now the first thing that I'm going to tell you is pick one faction. You don't want to start building a whole lot of different decks because you really want to create a deck that is going to win matches. And if you are building multiple decks in multiple factions, you are not going to be able to spend your resources wisely and create a decent deck that is going to win you matches. So that is the first thing. Pick one faction and stick to it. You can always build once you have a good deck. Now the next part is going to be complete the challenges. These challenges not only give you ore that gives you the ability to buy new cards and kegs, but you also get leader cards from each one of the factions. You can get 2 leader cards from each one of these challenges, along with 150 ore per faction that you're doing the challenge for. So this can get you a lot of kegs for you to get new cards and leader cards that you can mill down if you choose. I wouldn't, but you can choose that and build new cards for your deck. Now if you go into the keg menu, anytime that you have 100 ore, you can buy a keg. And this gives you 5 cards that you can randomly roll and use in your decks. Now, you're not going to get the faction that you want, and, sometime the cards are going to be crap. Just being honest with you. Because they are all random. And you're going to get a lot of cards that you already have. But sometimes, like this right here, you get legendary cards, and Drought is a fantastic card. So if you have that ore, you can go ahead and start trying to find cards like this to use for your decks. Now the next part is going to be going into the card menu and milling down and creating new cards. Now anytime you have cards that you have duplicates of, or like let's say that you don't want to use a Skellige deck and that's just not for you, you can go in and start milling down some of those cards to create new cards for the faction that you've chosen. Like I've chosen the monster faction because it's pretty fucking awesome. But anyways, so you can choose whichever cards that you want to create, and some of them have really high scrap costs, and but they are fantastic cards. So this is the best way to start building your deck. I would build it with cards that are going to be useful for less cost first. Like I use like harpies in my deck, and they really do a terrific job for a low cost. So look for those sorts of cards to use in your deck. And then the next part is going to be building your deck and finding the right cards for your deck. And you should practice a lot and see which cards and check out their abilities and see exactly how they function before you start playing multiplayer matches. And really just feel out how the deck performs, how every one of the specific cards, what their actual function is, and then come up with the best combination for the cheapest cost. That's really going to do it for the video today. If you liked it, if you like Gwent, if this is something that you'd be interested in me covering more often, let me know in the comments below, and I will see you next time.